All right. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a wonderful day of baseball between the Cape Henry Dolphins and the Spartans from the Steward School in Richmond. The Dolphins are currently 14-2 and trying to extend their winning streak to 6 games. Cape Henry is currently ranked first in the region and second in the state of Virginia. The Spartans had their own 6-game winning streak snapped on Friday and entered today's game with a record of 10-5. They are 5-4 at home and 5-1 on the road, so this should be a good ball game between these two clubs. Weather-wise, we have a gorgeous day and the temps are hovering in the high 70s. Field is in excellent shape thanks to the hard-working athletic department and field crews from Cape Henry Collegiate. Let's begin with the visiting Spartans lineup. Number 5 and playing second base is Andrew Schmier. Number 4 and playing right field, Callan Hartman. Number 13 at third base, Michael Sheamus. Number 6 and pitching, Michael Lewis. Number 14 and catching, Nate Kumper. Number 7 and shortstop, Michael Moore. Number 3 and center field, Owen Marcy. Number 17 in left field is Brian Archer. And number 8, playing first base, Grady Walsh. Steward is coached by Bruce Seacrest, and the assistant is Kenny Shiflett. Defensively, the Dolphins will have Jack Wickham at third, Josh Holland at short, Yoon Che at second, Kenny Schladle at first. Right field will be manned by Harper Cox. Andrew Hart is in center field, and in left field today is Tanner Schledle. On the mound, pitching for the Dolphins, is Parker White. The left-hander comes in with 10 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, 7 walks, and an ERA of 2.95. The Dolphins head coach is Tim Hummel, assistant coaches William Chadwick, Chris Dotullo, and Ian Morrison. Finally, our umpires for today's game are Tim Morris working the plate and Midget Campbell out in the field. Well, now that all the formalities are out of the way, let's turn off our cell phones, sit back, and enjoy this timeless game of baseball. Leading off, Andrew Schmier. And the first pitch is strike one on the outside corner. And the pitch high and outside, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, Andrew Schmier. Called on the outside for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As I mentioned, Parker White comes in with 10 innings pitched, so fresh arm there. Ball outside low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Parker's getting the start today. His normal position is first base. Inside low, ball 3. Ball 3. So Schmier has worked a count full as the leadoff hitter for the Spartans. And the pitch. Swung on and hit to second base. Yoon picks the ball up, makes a nice throw to Schladle at first, and there's 1 out for the Dolphins. Schmier was a senior. Up now is the right fielder, Callan Hartman. Hartman is a junior, 5'8", 155 pounds. And the pitch. Low, ball 1. Defensively, the Dolphins are shallow in the outfield, deep in the center of the infield, and that pitch is on the inside corner for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Curveball just misses on the outside corner. Ball 1. Ball 2. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Callan Hartman. And swings and misses at a fastball down the middle. Count is full again. Swings and misses on an outside changeup. Nice pitch by White there to get the right fielder Hartman. So 2 up and 2 down for the Spartans from Steward School. And that brings up the third baseman, Michael Sheamus. And he takes on the outside corner for strike 1. Grounds the ball to second. Yoon makes a nice stop and a wonderful throw over to Schledle for a gorgeous play at second base. So Yoon Che making a nice play, ranging far to his left, coming up with the ball, doing a nice pirouette, and firing a strike to Kenny Schladle at first base. So 3 up and 3 down for the Spartans. And that brings up the Dolphins for the bottom of the first inning. So the Spartans sandwich a strikeout with 2 groundouts to second base. Harper Cox will be leading off for the Dolphins. In 15 games this year, Cox is batting just below 200. 6 hits, 6 RBIs. He's got 2 doubles and 2 triples, and has scored 7 times. So he gets on base. We'll see what he can do here against the pitcher, Michael Lewis. The Dolphins have been an offensive machine this year. They're hitting .301 as a team with 108 runs batted in 16 games. They've got 125 hits, 12 homers, so they can put runs up on the board fairly easily. We'll see what they can do today against the Spartans from the Steward School in Richmond. As I said, the Spartans are 5-1 on the road, so when they come to your ballpark, they come to play. All right, here we go. Bottom half of the first, no score. Harper Cox leading off for the Dolphins. And the pitch. Low outside, ball 1. Cox is a left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher. Ball high. 2-0 to Harper Cox, the leadoff batter for the Cape Henry Dolphins. There's a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. And a foul ball straight back. 2-2. The pitcher, Michael Lewis, is a junior, 6 feet tall, 175 pounds. I don't have any statistics on the Spartans from the Steward School, or I'd be giving those to you. And way outside for ball 3. Cox will be followed by Kenny Schledle, the first baseman today. And 3-2, here's the payoff pitch. And it's line foul down the first base side. That ball was hit hard, but just foul. Umpire Midget Campbell, manning first base, probably took a deep breath as that ball whizzed by his head. You got to be on your game in baseball, whether you're in fair territory or foul. And again, the payoff pitch to Harper Cox. Way outside again, ball 4. So the Dolphins get a leadoff walk. And that brings up Kenny Schladle. Schladle is leading the team, hitting .500. He also leads the team with 19 hits, tied with Parker White. Leads the team in 12 RBIs. So this is definitely the guy you want up with a man on in the bottom of the first to get things rolling. Cox taking a short lead from first. Schladle takes a ball down the middle for strike 1. Not much of a lead from Cox, and here's the second pitch, and it's grounded to third. Third baseman bobbles it, and he doesn't make the play, and he now overthrows the first baseman. Cox is on his way to third, and he'll go standing up. So the third baseman has 2 errors on that play. He bobbled the ground ball, and then he overthrew the first baseman, which gave Schledle a free pass, and Cox moves now to third. So runners at first and third with no outs, and that brings up Parker White. And as I mentioned, White is also leading the team in RBIs. He's batting .432. 19 hits for the year. So right, just like that, the Dolphins have something going against Michael Lewis, the pitcher from the Spartans of Steward School. Ball 1, and lined out of play over third base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Parker White is a left-handed hitter. He leads the team in homers with 3. Cox not much of a lead. Schledle, who's pretty quick, is taking a short lead at first. Surprised they're not going to send him, and they throw over to first. Throw was a little high. Cox stays at third. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs here in the bottom of the first. Dolphins with a man on first and a man on third after a double error by the third baseman. And the pitch taken outside for a strike. So Parker White now with a 1-2 count. We'll see if he can get Cox home from third. And the pitch, and he swings, it's in the dirt. He can't advance, but Schledle does. So there's 1 out now. Parker White swinging at a ball in the dirt for strike 3. So there's the first out of the inning. Schledle stole the base at second. Now we have runners at second and third with 1 out, and Cooper Angley is up to bat. Angley is batting .256 on the season, and he takes a curveball for strike 1. Angley's got 10 hits and 9 RBIs on the season. And the pitch. checks his swing, and they call it a strike. The infield umpire, Campbell, called him a strike that he went around. And Cooper's dad does not like it. Out here in center field, he has the same view I do, and there's no way either one of us could have made that call. The Spartans infielders now in, looking for a way of preventing the run from scoring. So all the infielders are on the grass, shallow on the grass. And here's the pitch, 0-2. And it's just outside, ball one. For that matter, the umpire on the infield is in the same position I am, and not sure he had enough to make that call, but he did anyway. And Angley swings and misses at a ball in the dirt for 1 ball and 2 strikes. So looks like Michael Lewis has decided to bear down here, the pitcher for the Spartans. He's thrown a couple of balls in the dirt that the Dolphin hitters have gone after. We'll see what he does here. Up in the zone, but Angley can't handle that one either, and there's strike 3. So the Dolphins, after getting the first 2 men on base, strike out twice, and that brings up Tanner Schladle. Tanner's batting .405, 17 runs so far, and he takes strike 1 down the middle on a changeup. Tanner was leading the team in batting average till his older brother, took that over. But he's having a wonderful breakout season here for the Dolphins. Strike 2. Another nice pitch on the outside corner. So the Dolphins now find themselves with 2 outs and 2 strikes and 2 men standing at second and third base here at the bottom of the first. And the pitch, low inside. There's ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, the bottom of the first. Runners on second and third. And the pitch, swung on and driven to short. It takes a tough happen. The shortstop falls down. And that's going to be an inside the infield hit for Schledle. Nothing the shortstop could do there. Cox comes around to score. Kenny Schledle goes to third. And Tanner has an infield hit for the first run of the game. So now runners are at the corner, first and third. And that brings up Yoon Chi, the second baseman, and he drives a ball to left, but right at the the right fielder, and he makes the catch. So the Dolphins do get a run on 1 hit, an error, and a walk. So the Dolphins put 1 up on the board. Leading off for the Spartans will be their pitcher, Michael Lewis, followed by the catcher, Nate Kumper, and the shortstop, Michael Moore. So the Dolphins do get a run in that bottom of the first. They leave 2 men on base. As I mentioned before the game, they are quite the offensive juggernaut. And a run in that situation was a good run. So Tanner Schledle comes up with an RBI. All right, so we're in the top of the second. Parker White, the left-hander working for the Dolphins, and the first pitch is swung on and hit to the third baseman Wickham, who comes up and fires a bullet over to first base, and Kenny Schladle, the 6'2" first baseman, catches it. So first pitch, first out. 5-3. It was a nice hop for Wickham. All he had to do was make a good throw, and he did. Brings up the catcher, Nate Kumper. He takes outside, ball 1. Lines it just past a diving Wickham. Taken up by Schladle out in left field. And he fires it in, so a nice hit by the third baseman, Nate Kumper. The catcher. He'll be replaced with a pitch runner as the catcher. So that's the first hit for the Spartans in this game, and they have a runner at first base. Number 1, Ryan Poole is running for the Spartans. Parker White, a left-hander, now goes to the stretch. He'll hold that runner on, and he delivers. And he delivers a nice curveball to Michael Moore, the shortstop for the Steward School. Inside, ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Moore. Couldn't come up with that play on Schladle's grounder in the bottom of the first that led to the run. And he lines a ball straight back for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. White looks over to first, and he delivers. It's on the outside corner, but just off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Poole not taking much of a lead at first base. And here's a ground ball to Wickham at third. He fires a Che at first, and the double play is right there. Well turned by the Dolphins. Wickham to Che to Schledle at first. And just like that, the inning is over. So defensively, the Dolphins were strong. Textbook double play started by Wickham at third to the second baseman, over to first. 5-4-3. The way they draw it up in spring training. We're now in the bottom of the second. Dolphins will lead off with their shortstop, Josh Holland. Holland's batting .245 on the season. 10 runs, 12 hits, 8 RBIs, and 1 home run. He'll be followed by Jack Wickham, third baseman, who just started that nice double play and who also got the first out of the inning on a ground ball. Wickham's batting .263 with 9 runs, 10 hits, 10 RBIs. He's got 2 homers on the season, and they'll be followed by the center fielder Andrew Hart. Hart's hitting .214, 9 runs, 9 hits, 7 RBIs, a double and a triple. So bottom of the order is still stacked for the Dolphins. Let's see if they can add to their 1-0 lead here at the bottom of the second inning. Michael Lewis, the pitcher for the Spartans, comes out for his second inning of work. As I mentioned, a gorgeous Monday afternoon here at Cape Henry Collegiate. A lot of activity. The ladies softball team is playing today as well. Playing the Can't tell who they're playing. All right, well, we're back to our game. Here we go. Holland leads off, and he takes strike one on the outside corner. Michael Lewis has been utilizing the outside of the plate very effectively in this game. That one's way outside, so 1 ball, 1 strike. And swing and a miss for strike 2. This is Holland's first time up in the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Outside, ball 2. No outs, 2-2, 1-0, bottom of the second. Way inside, ball 3. So Josh Holland has worked the count to 3-2. No outs here in the bottom of the second. And the payoff pitch. Down the middle and swings and a miss, strike 3. So there's the first out of the inning. And that brings up Jack Wickham. Third baseman looks at a strike down the middle. The pitch. Swing and a line ground ball past the third baseman. So Wickham hits it past his counterpart on the other team for a base hit. So the Dolphins are in business with a base hit by Wickham. Andrew Hart is up. And he takes the first pitch and drives it high in the infield. First baseman's making the call and makes the catch for the second out in the inning. So we're back to the top of the order. Harper Cox is up. He walked and scored in the first. 2 outs, bottom of the second, man on first. And he takes a strike down the middle. Wickham taking a medium lead off first base. And there's strike 2. Cox fouls it back. So 2 outs, 0-2 count, runner on first. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Cape Henry over Steward. Steward's from Richmond, so they had a little bit of a drive to get here. And the pitch. Sorry about that. That would have been our F-18s from Oceania, just around the corner. So what you missed on that last pitch was a strikeout by Cox, swinging on a ball on the outside corner. So the Dolphins lead 1 runner stranded at first, Wickham, on his nice ground ball hit past his counterpart, third base on the Spartans. But he's stranded at first base. So Parker White comes in for his third inning, and he'll be met with the center fielder, Owen Marcy, the left fielder, Brian Archer, and the first baseman, Grady Walsh. Spartans had a runner in the second inning, but he got doubled up. Here's the pitch, and it's grounded up the middle. Yun-Chi makes a play at second and throws it over to first base for a nice 4-3 play. So the second baseman for the Dolphins pretty busy here. That's his third putout plus the double play he was involved with. Ball outside. This brings up Brian Archer, the left fielder, number 17. Ball outside again. 1 out. Nobody on base. 2 balls, no strikes. That one's low for ball 3. So Archer's got a 3-0 count in his favor. Let's see if he's got the green light. He doesn't, and he's walked on 4 pitches. So Archer walks. He's down now at first base, and that brings up Grady Walsh, the first baseman. Parker White looks over to first, delivers to home, and throws a nice curveball on the outside corner for strike 1. It's Walsh's first time up today. White throws over in no rush, and Archer dives back safely. So we've got a left-handed pitcher with a left-handed hitter and a runner on first. And the pitch, and the runner squares to bunt, and he lays it down nicely. Parker White picks it up, but there's nowhere to go. Wickham, the third baseman, charged, but he stopped. And so a little bit of confusion there for the Dolphins. So now we have runners at first and second with 1 out. And that brings up the top of the order. Andrew Schmier. Andrew grounded out to the second baseman, his first time up. So the Spartans have something going here with men's on first and second and 1 out. Parker White throws the ball outside for a ball. Schmier swings and misses. They throw down to first base, but it's not in time. Swings back, foul ball. So White is ahead of the hitter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the third. And a little nubber ground ball, and this time the shortstop comes in and makes a nice play. No, that was Wickham at third. Made a nice play to throw the runner out. So the runners advance, but the Dolphins get another out in the inning. So now we have runners at second and third. with 2 outs in the top of the third. Umpires came out to confer about something. Maybe they were looking for an interference, but didn't see any base runner upheld by a defensive player. So we'll play on. 2 outs, 1-0 Dolphins. Harper White, the left-hander, now worked from the stretch still with runners at second and third. And here's the pitch, and it's in there for a strike. Callan Hartman is the batter. Swings and misses for strike 2. He struck out his first time up. So the Dolphins looking to get out of a jam here with runners at second and third, leading 1-0. And here's a foul ball back, keeping the count 0-2 on Callan Hartman, the right fielder. White goes to the stretch and delivers. And swing and a miss and gets another strikeout on Hartman, and no damage done. So the Dolphins preserve their 1-0 lead after 3 innings for the Spartans. Good piece of pitching there by White. And the Spartans leave 2 men on base. So we now go to the bottom of the third. And leading off for the Dolphins will be the first baseman, Kenny Schladle. He reached on an error by the third baseman, stole second, eventually made it to third, but was stranded there after the Dolphins struck out twice and then flied out to the right fielder. Schledle is leading hitter on the Dolphins, batting an even .500. And that'll go down a small percentage point after the error, which allowed him to reach in the first. Schladle has 2 home runs on the season, 2 doubles and a triple. So he's an equal threat all around. Let's see if he can start the bottom of the third by reaching on base. Michael Lewis still pitching for the Spartans, and he delivers, and it's ball 1 on the outside corner. So just missing with that pitch. Here's pitch number 2. Inside corner for a strike. So Schladle's seen 2 off-speed pitches, one on the outside corner for a ball and one on the inside corner for a strike. Yes, I did say corner. Swing and just fouls back for strike 2. You can take the boy out of New York, but you can't take New York out of the boy. And the pitch. Swung in line to the shortstop, who makes a play, and his throw to first is just in time for the out. Nice play by the shortstop, number 7, Michael Moore. Ball was hit pretty hard, but got a nice hop, and that'll be out number 1. for the Dolphins. And that brings up Harper White, the pitcher. He takes ball 1. Parker struck out in his first at-bat in the game. And the pitch, outside corner, strike 1. Parker, left-handed hitter, leads the team in homers. Catcher calls time. He and Lewis are not on the same page. Nate Kumper and Michael Lewis is the pitcher. They go through the signs again, and now they're on the page, and here's the pitch. And White hits a soft ground ball to his counterpart at first for out number 2. So the Dolphins come up, and first 2 batters are out on grounders. That brings up our catcher, Cooper Angley. Cooper struck out in the first inning. He takes strike 1. Nobody on, 2 outs, 1-0, bottom of the 3rd. Changeup, strike 2. Nice pitch. Lewis has been doing a nice job mixing in his changeups. He goes to a fast delivery there, and Angley's a little confused and swings and misses at a ball outside the zone for strike 3. So Lewis, while switching up pitches, also went to a fast delivery and got the batter to swing at an outside pitch. So the Dolphins go 1-2-3 in their bottom of the 3rd. And we have a good game going here, which we expected with these 2 teams. Dolphins at 14-2 and the Spartans at 10-5. As I mentioned, the Spartans are 5-1 on the road, so when they come to your house, they come to play. Harper White comes out, and he'll start the 4th inning for the Dolphins. He's had a pretty event-free game so far, has not thrown a ton of pitches. And the first person he'll face here in the top of the 4th will be the 3rd baseman, Michael Sheamus, or Sheamus if you're from Ireland. Angley throws a strike down to the 2nd baseman. And here we go. Sheamus grounded out to the 2nd baseman in the 1st inning. And here's the pitch from White, and it's outside, ball 1. And the pitch, outside, ball 2. So quickly, Sheamus has 2 balls and no strikes, working here in the top of the 4th inning. And there's a foul ball straight back, strike 1. Can you push tighter? There's a strike on the outside corner, strike 2. And a swing and a miss on a nice off-speed pitch for strike 3. So there's the first out of the inning. Michael Lewis, the pitcher, is up. He grounded to the third baseman his first time up, and there's strike one. Another off-speed pitch, and this one's going to go to the third baseman, Wickham, who makes a nice play. Oh, and he throws it inside. Schledle, the first baseman, tried to grab it, but he couldn't. And it looks like he's a little shaken up by getting hit by the runner. So time is called. The throw was on the inside of the bag, and when Schledle went to reach for it, the runner was streaking down the baseline at the same time, and they had a minor collision. Cape Henry coaches are coming out to see if Schledle's okay. I think they would have had him on a good throw, so we're going to give an error to Wickham for the errant throw there. So Lewis reaches on an E5. And the Spartans have a runner at first with one out, down 1-0. Schladle seems like he's okay, so he's going to stay in the game. Harper White, everybody giving him a little more time. Home plate umpire is making an adjustment, checking that the Dolphins had a coach visit to an injured player. Will not count against them as a mound visit. So here we go. Nate Kumper, the catcher, is up, and he swings and hits a hard ball to the second baseman, who makes the play to the shortstop and back over to first for the second. Beautiful double play. Josh Holland covering second base, the shortstop. He made a nice sweeping foot drag and threw it over to Schledle for a beautiful double play. So the Dolphins have turned two gorgeous double plays in this game. A lot of infield practice, I'm sure, and these are four guys that have played together, you can tell. Certainly the second baseman, shortstop, and third baseman. Schledle's at first today, taking over for Harper White, who's pitching. But well turned, well turned. So that goes down as a 4-6-3 double play. So defensively, the Dolphins have brought their A game. Offensively, struggling a little bit. But Michael Lewis, the pitcher for the Spartans, has done a nice job, and he's back out here again for the fourth inning. And in this fourth inning, he's going to encounter the left fielder, Tanner Schledle, who singled his first time up. The second baseman, Yoon Che, who's turned two beautiful double plays and has made 4 putouts already in this game. He flied out in the first inning. And Josh Holland, who struck out in the second. So the 5, 6, and 7 hitters will start for the Dolphins here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We've got a very good ball game going on here. Some nice plays being played by both teams. Defensively, certainly. Both pitchers seem to have good command of their pitching today. Not too many walks. And this is why you come out on a Monday afternoon in the high 70s to watch high school baseball. All right, well, everybody's in their places. Here we go in the bottom of the fourth with the Cape Henry Dolphins leading 1-0. Tanner Schledle at bat. Michael Lewis is a pitcher. And the pitch is little high, ball one. So Schledle takes ball one on a ball that was just a little high. And there's a line drive between the second and first baseman, and that's a base hit. So Schledle's got 2 hits in this game. First one to the shortstop side of the field, and now this one to the second base side of the field. So the Dolphins are in business with their first runner on base. That brings up the second baseman, Yoon Che. And the pitch. He takes it down the middle for a ball. So a little bit high. Tanner Schladle taking a decent lead there at first. And that's definitely high for ball 2. We've had one stolen base, but it was on a somewhat of a bad pitch. But for the most part, neither team is running. Both catchers have not had to throw the ball down too much. And she grounds it to the shortstop, who the ball goes off his arm for an error. He goes into third, but here's the play at second, and Chi is called safe. So Chi on the ground ball error rounds first and doesn't stop, and he goes into second base barreling, and he's in there just ahead of the tag for an error and an extended second base gift. The center fielder for the Spartans came up and tried to make the play at second, but not in time. So now we have runners at second and third. And that brings up Andrew Hart, the center fielder, and he hits another sky ball straight up in the air, and the second baseman makes the call. And there's the first out of the inning. So, excuse me, that was Jack Wickham. So Wickham, Josh Holland. Off a man. Wickham is now at bat, the third baseman. So Holland, who struck out his first time up, flies out to the second baseman. And now Wickham is in, and he stands in and takes a strike for 1. Wickham singled his first time at bat, and this would be a good time to get another. Oh, and he takes one off the noggin and sprints down to first base. Wickham with very little room to get hurt, since there's not much up there. Takes one off the helmet, and the coach comes out to check, holds up 5 fingers, and Wickham says, "I'm good to go, you have 3." So we'll play on. Trainer's now going to come out and take a look just to make sure. A piece of Wickham's helmet apparently came out on that play. So the Dolphins now have bases loaded. On a hit, an error, and a hit by pitcher. So bases loaded for the center fielder, Andrew Hart, who's now up. And Andrew flied out to the first baseman his first time up. Takes low, ball 1. A good time for the Dolphins to do some damage and put a little distance between themselves and the Spartans here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch from Lewis. And it's high, ball 2. So a 2-0 count on Andrew Hart, the center fielder. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that ball's way inside for ball 3. So 3-0, nowhere to put him. And Lewis needs to make a good pitch here. I'm sure Hart is taking all the way, and he does for strike 1. And he throws the bat, which will not make Tim Morris, the home plate umpire, very happy. Hart is only a sophomore, so he'll learn from that one. I expect this pitch to be anywhere close for a strike. And it is, and he drives a nice, high, long, lazy fly ball that the center fielder's calling. That'll get Schledle in, tagging from third. And he comes in easily. So Hart does his job by lifting a long fly ball for a sacrifice to the center fielder. And that puts the second run on the board for the Dolphins. So Tanner Schladle scores. Yun-Chi and Jack Wickham stay at first and second respectively. And so now we're back to the top of the order, Harper Cox, who's walked and struck out in this game so far. And he takes ball outside, and both runners steal, and we have a double steal, and it's successful for the Dolphins. So 1-0 count on Harper Cox. We now have two runners in scoring position, and he takes inside for ball two. So the Dolphins trying to do a little threatening here. He swings and misses. Strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Dolphins lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Looking to put a crooked number up on the scoreboard. Yun-Chi's at third. Jack Wickham at second. First base unoccupied for the left-handed hitter, Harper Cox, against Michael Lewis, the pitcher. And he throws a nice off-speed pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. So now the count is even, 2-2 on Harper Cox, the left-handed batter for the Dolphins. And the pitch. It's up high, ball 3. So full count, 2 outs. The runners will not be going since they're not forced. But a good opportunity for Cox here on the Dolphins to be selective with first base open. Michael Lewis, the pitcher, also can be selective with what he throws. And he throws a ball outside. So the bases are now loaded again. Still 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Kenny Schledle, the leading hitter on the Dolphins. So the bases are loaded. Schledle, who reached on an error and then grounded out to short, is now going to stand in with a great opportunity to do a lot of damage. Wind blowing from left to right, and he takes ball 1 low. A wonderful opportunity for Schledle to really connect here and help the cause of the Cape Henry Dolphins. And the second pitch, and that's way inside and low, ball 2. So Schledle now sitting in the driver's seat. Michael Lewis steps off the mound for a second to compose himself. Dolphins have the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Their leading hitter, Kenny Schledle, the first baseman, is up at bat. And the pitch. He swings and misses at a changeup on the outside corner for strike 1. And if you've never been to this field, you'll know that the sun is going to be right in the batter's eyes. Pitcher has an advantage sun-wise here. And here's the pitch. Ball low. So Schledle has worked the count to 3-1 in his favor with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Nowhere to go, so Michael Lewis, the pitcher for the Spartans, has got to make a good pitch here, but not too good, to give Schledle something to hit. Schledle backs out of the box to compose himself, take a minute. Third base coach sending signals down. Here's the pitch. And it's right down the middle, and Schledle swings through it for strike 2. So here we go. Full count, bases loaded, 2 outs. Everybody be moving on this pitch, one way or the other. Lewis sets, and the pitch. And it's grounded to third baseman, who makes a nice stop, backhanded, steps on third for the third out, and that's the inning. So Schledle grounds out unassisted to the third baseman, but the Dolphins do get a run in that inning. They leave 3 on base. So after 4 full innings, it's the Cape Henry Dolphins 2 and the Spartans from the Steward School in Richmond, nothing. Little bit of a wasted opportunity there for the Dolphins to really tack on some extra runs. But Schladle couldn't get the bat and the ball to meet at the right place, and a nice play by the third baseman. That was a tough short hop, but he was standing right at third base, and all he had to do was come up with the ball and step on third, which he did easily for the third out of that inning. So good defense played by both teams here, keeping this a nice tight ball game going into the top of the 5th. Harper White goes out for the 5th time, try to put the Spartans down in this nicely played defensive and pitching ball game. All right, so here we go to the top of the 5th. Michael Moore, the shortstop, will lead off, followed by the center fielder, Owen Marcy, and the left fielder, Brian Archer. Michael Moore hit into a 5-4-3 double play back in the 2nd. He stands in, and he takes ball 1 outside. White delivers, and it's high, ball 2. That's right down the middle for strike 1. Michael Moore's a junior. He takes low outside for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Michael Moore, the junior. And there's a strike on the outside corner for a full count. So White comes back with a nice pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. Full count to the shortstop Moore, and here's the pitch. And it's high, ball 4. So the Spartans start off with their first batter reaching first base on a walk. And that brings up Owen Marcy, who grounded out to the second baseman his last time up back in the 3rd. And the pitch. Takes that low for ball 1. Just missed low to Owen Marcy, the center fielder. White looks over to first in the stretch, and he throws a nice breaking curveball over the inside plate for strike 1. So an even count, 1-1 to the center fielder with a man on first, no outs here in the top of the 5th. Low, ball 2. Left-hander looking over at first, keeping the runners honest. And the pitch. And it's grounded weakly back towards the third base line for a foul ball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a foul ball down the right side. So we're still at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No outs here in the top of the 5th. 2-0 Cape Henry Dolphins. Runner on first. Owen Marcy's the batter. Parker White the pitcher. And the pitch. And he lines a ball between short and third for a base hit. And that'll move the runner over. And so now the Spartans have something going here with runners on first and second, no outs. So a walk and a base hit in the top of the 5th. And here comes the pitching coach to talk to Parker White. We'll see if they make a change here. No outs in the top of the 5th. Runners on first and second. And the Cape Henry Dolphins are nursing a 2-0 lead. Discussions going on at the mound. The Spartan runners are going to go over and talk to their third base coach. Now the home plate umpire, Tim Morris, is coming out to break up the party going on at the mall. And Parker White's going to stay in this game. So the left-hander will get another shot at Brian Archer, the left fielder, who he walked in the last time he faced him in the 3rd inning. So now we have runners at first and second, nobody out. Dolphins could use another one of those patented double plays right here. And they throw back to second, but not in time. Michael Moore is back quickly enough. Nice play by the Dolphins, but to no avail. Holland tipped his hand a little early by running over. And the pitch. And it's lined back for strike 1. Strikeout double play would definitely be a nice way to end this inning if the Dolphins can pull it off. Any out here is a help. And the pitch. And it's lined up the middle for a base hit. Hart comes in throwing very quickly, and a nice cut by Schledle. So Hart had a nice play on that ball, read it right away, and now the bases are loaded with no outs here in the top of the 5th. So Archer singles. Moore goes to third. Marcy goes to second. There are no outs, and the first baseman, Grady Walsh, is up. Grady Walsh base hit his first time up, and that was back in the 3rd inning. So a bit of a jam for the Dolphins here. Bases loaded, no outs, top of the 5th. They're leading 2-0, and the pitch. And it's a call strike on the outside corner. Well, this would be remarkable if they got out of this inning with no runs given up. Let's see what they can do. And the pitch, another beautiful changeup for strike 2. So he starts Grady Walsh out with 2 breaking balls for 2 strikes. Big pitch here, 0-2 count. And foul back behind home plate on a high fastball. Still 0-2. Runners are at all 3 bases. Schladle and Wickham, first and third, are up on the grass. Infielders are at double play depth. And here's a swing and a miss for for out number 1. So the batter kind of waved at that one. Almost looked like he was thinking about bunting, but he went around and struck out, and that comes to the top of the order now, Andrew Schmier. Schmier is grounded out to the second baseman and the third baseman so far in this game. And that's the first big out for the Dolphins. So now we're going to have a pitching change. It's a second mound visit. And it looks like Number 11, Garrison White, the brother of Parker White, is coming in to pitch. The right-hander, who throws very hard, will come on now here with the bases loaded and one out in the 5th inning. Garrison White has a 1.31 earned run average in 6 appearances. He's given up 8 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 7 walks, 14 strikeouts, and 1 home run. So he's come on pretty much in relief and has held his own, certainly with a 1.31 average, earned run average, and the Dolphins would love to see him get out of this inning right here. Ground ball or any kind of double play would be nicely done. So that brings up the top of the order, Andrew Schmier, who, as I mentioned, grounded out to the 3rd baseman and the 2nd baseman in this game. Love to see another ground ball here. We're in the top of the 5th, 2-0 Dolphins. Bases loaded for the Spartans. This is the biggest threat the Spartans have generated this game so far. So Garrison White, the brother of Parker White, stands in, and here's the pitch. And it's lined to left field for foul ball. Hit the ball hard, but it's foul for strike 1. So Garrison White came in and threw a fastball right down the middle that Schmier almost drove into left field for a base hit, but got around on it a little too quickly and fouled it. 0-1, 1 out, bases loaded. Top of the 5th, 2-0 Cape Henry Dolphins. And here's the pitch. And it's low outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded. In a tight matchup between the Cape Henry Dolphins and the Steward School from Richmond. Swing and foul back for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Schmier. Garrison White in relief here in the top of the 5th inning. Trying to bail his brother out, the starting pitcher Parker White. Wind blowing from left to right. And the pitch. Ball high. Count is 2-2, 1 out, bases loaded. Dolphins hoping for a double play or a strikeout or even a short fly ball. And the pitch. Just off the outside corner, ball 3. So the count is full with 1 out and bases loaded here in the top of the 5th. Nowhere to put the runner or the batter, so need a good pitch here, and here it comes. And it's down the middle for a swinging foul ball. So we'll do the 3-2 again. Cooper Angley gives the signs and Garrison White delivers. And here it is. Swinging a foul back again. So Schmier is making it tough, fouling back pitches, keeping the count full. And the pitch. Foul back again. Just got a piece of that one. Ball sailed over Cooper Angley's head just missed the home plate umpire. So Garrison White, who just entered the game, has thrown 9 pitches so far to Andrew Schmier. This is the 10th pitch at bat. And it's ball 4. Just a little bit high. So the Spartans get their first run of the game. To make it a 2-1 ball game. Bases are still loaded for Callan Hartman, the right fielder. He's struck out twice so far today. And the pitch. Taken for strike 1 here. So Garrison White comes in and walks the batter to give the run up. That'll be charged to Parker White. Throws a nice curveball for strike 2. Two more runners on the base paths will be charged to Parker White if they score. Just outside, ball 1. So the home plate umpire, Morris, has been consistent. He has not given that outside pitch to anybody today, and he didn't give it to Garrison White that time either. So Hartman looking for a ball to drive, and instead fouls one back. So the count stands at 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded, 2-1, Cape Henry Dolphins. Here in the top of the 5th inning. And the pitch, ball high. Well, as mentioned, Hartman has struck out swinging twice in this game, so he's a little aggressive up there. We'll see what Wright gives him. And he hits him on a lazy curveball that did not break. And there's the tying run. So there's still 1 out in the inning. There's still bases loaded. And there's a strike. And the batter is Michael Sheamus, the third baseman, who has grounded out to second and struck out. Swings and misses for strike 2. So again, Garrison White is ahead of the batters, 0-2. And here's a ground ball to the shortstop, flips to the second baseman, and a beautiful turn again. And there's the third double play for the Dolphins. And boy, that one was very timely. So again, we go to that 6-4-3 double play. And boy, did they need that one, folks. So 2-run score for the Spartans. So they tie this game up. And really doing it with a couple of hits and then three walks. 2 walks and a hit batsman before they hit into a 6-4-3 double play. So we reached the bottom of the 5th with the score all knotted up at 2. And we expected a good game, and we got one. And Michael Lewis comes out for the 5th inning to pitch for the Spartans from the Steward School in Richmond. And he's going to be he's going to be pitching to the leadoff batter in this inning, who is Parker White, the pitcher who was relieved last inning by his brother Garrison. So let's see if Parker can help out the cause here. He struck out in the first inning and grounded out to first base unassisted in the third. So the Dolphins, normally a high-scoring team, as I mentioned, they have a .301 team average. They've scored 108 runs already this season. But Michael Lewis from the Richmond area has pitched a stellar game and has kept the Dolphins in check. And certainly has not been helped by his defense, like the Dolphins have helped their pitcher by 3 double plays in 5 innings. So here we go in the bottom of the 5th. Parker White is at bat and the pitch. Low inside, ball 1. Parker White leads the team with 3 home runs. Ball 2 inside and low. And the pitch. Outside. Ball 3. So Lewis, after picking up 2 runs to knot this game, comes out and throws 3 balls to the leadoff batter of the Dolphins. And anybody that's watched this game long enough will tell you, you want your pitcher to come out and shut them down immediately. Well, there's a strike. Little low, but called strike 1. Parker White, one of the taller players on the Dolphins, did not get that call at the knees. 3-1 count. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And he lines a nice base hit to the right fielder. So the Dolphins now have their leadoff batter on a base hit by Parker White. And that'll bring up Cooper Angley, the catcher. Cooper struck out twice swinging this game. He could certainly do a little damage here. He looks down and gets the signs. Let's see if the bunt is on to move the batter over. And he does show bunt, but he pulls back and takes strike 1 on a changeup outside. Good pitch by Lewis there. White taking a decent lead. They throw over, but not in time. Parker White gets back. Angley doesn't square. He swings and misses. They got a hit and run on, and Parker White is out easily. Catcher made a nice play, came up with a low throw, and threw a strike down to the shortstop, who applied the tag, and Parker White is caught stealing for out number 1. So Cooper's got 2 strikes on him now. Nobody on base. Catcher calls time. Interesting time to call a hit and run with Parker White at first, your leadoff batter, in a tie ball game here in the 5th. And there's a ball on the outside. One ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on. And takes an inside pitch and swings and misses through that one for the second out of the inning. So, Dolphins get a leadoff batter on, but he gets caught stealing, and then Angley strikes out, and that brings up Tanner Schledle, who's 2 for 2 in this game, has scored a run, which makes that hit and run even more precarious, considering better batters are coming. Ball low. Schledle has 2 balls and no strikes. And he hits a high fly ball that the center fielder can't make the catch. It goes to the wall. Schledle is going to stand up at second for a double. So, boy, now that caught stealing hit and run really comes into play. That would have been a run for the Dolphins, but instead it's just a 2-out double for Tanner Schledle. So that'll put emphasis on the next batter, Yoon Chi, and Yoon flied out to right field and reached on an error by the shortstop his last time at bat. And the pitch in there for a strike. Pretty big gap between the first and second baseman to the right side. If Yoon gets a ball on the outside corner, he can drive that ball, and he doesn't, but it's low and in the dirt. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, man on second, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th of a 2-2 ball game. Oh, just on the outside corner for strike 2. So there's that pitch that was not called that Morris decided was a strike this time. So we've got 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, man on second. And the pitch. And that's ball in the dirt. Michael Lewis, the pitcher, turned quite a long distance towards second base as if he was going to throw down to second and then went to the plate, but his throw to the plate was wide and low. Got Tanner Schledle breaking back towards second, but to no avail. So here we go with a 2-2 count, 2 outs, man on second, and an inside curveball for strike 3. So Yoon Chi took an inside curveball for strike 3, and he strikes out with a man on second. So the Dolphins started out well, but didn't end very well for that inning, with 2 strikeouts and a caught stealing. So after 5 innings of play, we're all knotted up here at 2-2 with the Cape Henry Collegiate Dolphins and the Steward School Spartans playing beautiful baseball here on a Monday. Garrison White will come out for the top of the 6th. And he'll be facing Michael Lewis, the pitcher. Lewis grounded out to the third baseman, Wickham, and then reached on an error by Wickham back in the 4th. So he's hit the ball to the left side both times up. Once for an out, and then once for an error. So here we go. Top of the 6th inning of a 2-2 game. Garrison White pitching to Michael Lewis, who swings and misses on a nice changeup down the middle for strike 1. Ground ball to third, but it's foul for strike 2. Oh, 0-2 count quickly on the pitcher, Lewis. And takes just inside for ball 1. And a high fly ball that center fielder Andrew Hart calls and makes the play easily. So there's the first out of the inning. Just what the Dolphins ordered after a rough last inning. So Lewis flies out to the center fielder, and that brings up Nate Cooper, the catcher, who singled his first time up and hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Angley looks into the dugout to get the signs, delivers them to White, and here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. High, ball 2. Parker and Garrison like to work quick as pitchers. And hits him. Not sure where. It looked like it went off either the hand or but the way the ball ricocheted, it almost looked like it went off the knob of the bat. But he's awarded first base anyway. And so he reaches on a hits Batman. And so now the Spartans have something going on with a man on first and 1 out. Pitching coach comes out to talk to Angley and White. See what their play will be here with a runner on first. And Garrison White is removed from this game, and the ball is handed to number 24, Brendan Hawley, the senior, who's made a lot of pitching appearances here for the Dolphins. Brendan has an ERA of 1.09 in 19 innings. He's given up 16 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, has 19 strikeouts, second on the team in strikeouts. Excuse me, third on the team in strikeouts. So no stranger to tough situations in a tight ball game with the score tied 2-2 in the top of the 6th. Runner on first and 1 out. So Parker White started the game. He went 4 2/3. Garrison White, his brother, came in. He went 1 1/3. And now Brendan Hawley comes in at the top of the 6th inning with 1 out, runner on first, in a 2-2 ball game. Good time for the Dolphins to turn their 4th double play of the game. You already have 3 in 5 innings. This game would have been certainly much higher scored game if they had not done that. So here we go. Brendan Hawley starting off. The runner on first. And the pitch. It's in there for a strike. The runner on first is the pitch runner for Nate Kemper, the catcher. And here's a line drive over the second baseman's head that's going to be in the gap. Hart picks it up. The runner stopped at second for some reason. And now here's the play at second, but it's safe. And so a double without a run scored for Michael Moore, the shortstop. So more doubles. The runner, Ryan Poole, is at third. And that's going to bring up Owen Marcy, the center fielder, who's grounded out to second and singled his last time up. 1 out, and the pitch. Outside, ball 1. So the Dolphins were somewhat fortunate there that the runner stayed at second base thinking that the center fielder had made the ball cleanly, but he didn't, so he had to hang up there, and now he's standing at third. And Hawley pours in a breaking ball for a strike right down the middle. So 1-1 count, 1 out here in the top of the 6th of a 2-2 ball game, with runners at second and third for the Spartans, threatening. He shows bunt, and he does try to bunt, but he misses, and the runner is halfway home, and Angley just jumps out and tags him for out number 2. So the suicide squeeze was on, and the batter could not get the ball on the bat. And so that's going to be a caught stealing for the second out of the inning. And that's a big win because the runner at second is staying there. And he swings and misses for strike 3. So the batter certainly did not help his cause there by missing the bunt and then striking out. So Owen Marcy, the center fielder, did not have a great at-bat by any means. Ryan Poole, the runner from third, broke for the plate without seeing if the ball was going to be hit or not on the bunt, and it was missed, and by the time he figured that out, Angley was standing in front of him with the ball for an easy tag. So the Dolphins, another good defensive inning, and good relief pitching by Brendan Hawley, get out of that with no damage done. And so we go to the bottom of the 6th of a tied ball game, and Michael Lewis is coming out for the 6th inning. He's pitched a great ball game, no doubt about that. Only given up 2 runs. He's got 7 strikeouts of the Dolphins, who are hitting over 300 for the season. So he's pitched a fine ball game, regardless of the outcome. And leading off in the bottom of the 6th will be Josh Holland, the shortstop, followed by Jack Wickham, the third baseman, and Andrew Hart, the center fielder. So if the Dolphins can score here and then get 3 outs in the next inning, the ball game will be over, and they'll go to their 15th win of the season, riding a 6-game win streak and about to go onto the road for 6 games. So this would be a big home win for the Dolphins if they can manage to squeeze a run and then get 3 outs in the next inning without giving up one. So here we go, Josh Holland leading off, and the pitch. And he swings at the first pitch and hits a fly ball that the right fielder comes in and tackles easily for out number 1. Been a long day of teaching on a Monday, so as this game gets longer, I'll try to keep my act together here. So after that fly out, you got Jack Wickham up. Wickham has singled and been hit by a pitch. We'll see what he does here. Takes a ball and then another ball that was just a little high, so he's got a 2-0 count from Michael Lewis, the pitcher for the Spartans. And that pitch is a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th of a 2-2 all knotted up ball game. And that ball's way inside for ball number 3. So Wickham's got a 3-1 count. If he can get on base here, and Hart can move him over into scoring position, that'll bring the top of the lineup up, and good chance for the Dolphins to get one. Instead, he grounds a hard foul ball over to the left side to make the count full at 3-2. Time is called by the catcher. He wants to come out and talk to Lewis, make sure we're all on the same page here with their signs. No runners on base for the Dolphins, so it's not like they've got to go to an alternate set of signs. I think they just want to make sure what we're throwing here is a 3-2 count with one out here in the bottom of the sixth. And the pitch. And it's swung on and skied up high. Center fielder number 3 is calling, and he makes the catch, and that's Owen Marcy. So he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So the Dolphins come up and fly out to the right fielder and the center fielder for their 2 first outs, and that's going to bring up the 9-hitter, center fielder Andrew Hart. Coach for the Spartans now comes out to talk to Michael Lewis. Guess he wants to make sure he's okay. Maybe talk about what Hart has done. Hart has flied out to the first baseman, flied out to the center fielder, and sacrifice flied to the center fielder to move the runners over, but to no advance. So Lewis is out of the game now, and he's going to go into center field to take Marcy's position, number 3, who will be coming in now to pitch. So Michael Lewis pitched a wonderful ball game. He's now out. He almost got through the 6th inning, left with 2 outs in a 2-2 ball game. Did some fine work, and he's replaced by the center fielder, Owen Marcy. So a chance here for Andrew Hart to get on base and start anew. All we need is 1 run here for the Dolphins. It's 10 after 6 on this Monday night, and we're probably going to go 7 unless something strange and wonderful happens here for the Cape Henry Dolphins, which those of us that have been here since 7:30 this morning would love to see happen. Well, here we go. Bottom of the 6th, 2 outs in a 2-2 ball game. The number 9 hitter, Andrew Hart, is up at bat. A speedy runner. He's got 3 flyouts to his name today. So let's see what he can do here against Owen Marcy, the new pitcher. And he takes ball 1 high. And the pitch. And that's called for a strike low on the outside corner. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Hart. And he swings and fouls the ball back, making the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Owen Marcy stands and delivers. And swing and a miss. Catcher drops the ball. Hart screams down to first base, but catcher throws him out. So Marcy comes in and does his job. Gets Hart to strike out swinging. And the Dolphins go up 3 down. So the Dolphins come up with a chance to score a run and possibly win the game. And instead, they'll have to bat in the 7th, one way or the other. We'll see if Brendan Hawley comes out to pitch the 7th, and he does, number 24. And he's going to face the left fielder, Brian Archer, followed by the first baseman, Grady Walsh, and then the top of the lineup, second baseman, Andrew Schmier. Archer has walked and singled in this game. Walsh has singled and struck out, and Schmier has grounded out to the second baseman, the third baseman, and walked. So here we go in a game that yours truly predicted would be a good game, and it is. We're knotted up going into the last inning, unless we go past 7 innings. But right now, we've got a 2-2 ball game in the top of the 7th. Brendan Hawley pitching for the Dolphins, and Brian Archer is up, and he takes strike 1. Swings and grounds the ball foul to the third baseman Wickham for strike 2. And there's Oceana again. So during that slight interruption for the sound of freedom, we had a strikeout drop ball thrown out at first for 1 out. And here comes Walsh, and he promptly fouls the first pitch off for strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And a ground ball to the third baseman, Wickham, who is ready for that one and makes a beautiful throw over to first for out number 2. So 5-3, ground out for the second out of the inning, and that brings up the top of the order, Andrew Schmier. Hawley one batter away from getting the Dolphins to their home half of the 7th with a chance to win this ball game. And the pitch. And it's low outs inside, ball 1. As I mentioned, Schmier grounded out to the second baseman, the third baseman, and was walked his last time at bat. There's ball 2, high. So Hawley, after getting the first 2 batters fairly quickly, is now down 2-0. 2-0 to the top of the order, Schmier. Swing and a foul ball back for strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Nobody on, top of the 7th, and the pitch. And it's lined between short and third for a base hit. And so there's the top of the order, striking for the Spartans of Steward School, and they've got their first runner of this inning with a single. That brings up Callan Hartman, the right fielder, who has struck out twice and been hit by a pitch. And here's and he's got a beautiful throw by Angley and cuts down the runner. Schmear at second. So Cooper Angley comes up with a beautiful throw to second base for the third out of the inning, and that was big, with the Spartans trying to get a runner at second in this top half of the seventh. Hawley threw a ball a little low, but Angley scooped it out of the dirt and fired down to second base, a perfect strike for Holland, who was covering, and the tag was made, and the umpire made the right call. He was out. So here we go to the home half of the seventh in a 2-2 ball game. And the top of the order, Harper Cox for the Dolphins. So they've got their top of the order in a tied game, needing only to cross one batter at home to win it. Owen Marcy, the pitcher, who came in for relief of Michael Lewis last inning, is out again for the seventh. So let's see what the Dolphins can do here. Certainly key to get their first runner on. See if Harper Cox can work some magic. He got walked his first time up, struck out his second time up, and walked his third time up. Marcy Owen came in and made nice work of the last inning. Let's see what he's got for this now second inning of pitching. He's going to face the top of the Dolphins lineup in a 2-2 ball game in the bottom of the seventh. And here we go. Ball outside. Ball outside again. Oh, and that one's called a strike. Sorry about that. That ball looked a little outside from my vantage point, but I'm in center field. Tim Morris, the home plate umpire, is a little closer. And there's the same pitch, but that one's called for a ball. So 2 balls and 1 strike on Harper Cox. Trying to find a way on, get something going here. Swings and misses for strike 2. Nice off-speed pitch on the outside corner by Owen Marcy. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a nice changeup. And that's out number 1. First pitch, ball 1. So Kenny Schladle is up. And he takes a ball high for ball 2. Ball outside, 3. So Schledle, who reached on an error, grounded out to the shortstop and flew out to the third baseman. He's got it the count in his favor, 3-0. And there's ball 4. So Schledle works a walk here in the bottom of the 7th. And so the Dolphins now have their first base runner of the inning. And if they can somehow push him across, they'll win this game. And that brings our starting pitcher up, Parker White. Schladle taking a fairly big lead, and White takes strike 1. 1 out. tie ball game, 2-2. Swings and fouls the ball to the visitor's side of the field for strike number 2. So Parker White in a hole already, 0-2, with a runner on first and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Owen Marcy doing a nice job of relief pitching for the Spartans. And he swings and misses, and the ball's in the dirt, and Schledle is not thrown out at first, and now he's going to be given second base. And the infield umpire, Midget, Campbell, the field umpire, has awarded second base to Schladle. Parker White struck out. I'm thinking that they called interference on the catcher somehow. But regardless, that's the second out of the inning with a runner at second base. And that's going to bring up Cooper Angley with a chance to win this ball game. Schledle at second. And they're going to walk him on 4 pitches, automatic walk, to put runners on first and second. And that'll leave it up to Tanner Schledle. Tanner singled twice and doubled. So Schledle's working on a 3-for-3 game with 2 singles and a double. And so with runners on first and second, Angley will be taken out of the game for a pitch runner. And I think that's Reed Downs at first. But Schledle now here with a chance to drive his older brother in for the winning run. So there's 2 outs, runners on first and second in the last frame. Tanner Schledle up, who's 3-for-3 for the day, and this could be a big hit. And he drives the ball to right field, but right at the right fielder for the 3rd out. And so he swung at the first pitch and got a nice pitch to hit, but he drove the ball right to the right fielder for the 3rd out. So the strategy worked for the Spartans by walking Angley, putting runners on first and second. They took their chance with the best hitter of the game so far, Tanner Schledle, and it panned out for him. So folks, we're going to extra baseball here on a Monday at Cape Henry Collegiate. In a 2-2 ball game. Brendan Hawley out there for his 3rd inning, and he'll face the number 3 hitter, 3rd baseman Michael Sheamus, the center fielder Michael Lewis, who was the starting pitcher, and the catcher Nate Kumper. Sheamus is 0-for-3. Lewis reached on an error and is also 0-for-2. And Kumper is 0-for-3. So the heart of the lineup not really being the heart today, but you never can tell. Well, you want to get the force play. That's a force at every base. So. All right, so here we go. Top of the 8th inning, the Spartans from Steward School. And there's ball 1. Foul back, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Michael Sheamus. the third baseman. Swing and a miss on a nice changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled back on the visitor side. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2, extra innings, number 8, for the Steward School of Richmond against the Cape Henry Dolphins here in Virginia Beach. Ball on the outside corner and high. That makes it a 2-2 count with nobody out and nobody on here in the top of the 8th. And a nice strike called for strike 3 and 1 out. So Hawley strikes out the first batter, Sheamus, and now Michael Lewis, the starting pitcher, now center fielder, comes to bat. And he takes low, ball 1. Swings and fouls the ball back. The left fielder is in foul territory and makes the play. Excuse me, right fielder. So Harper Cox makes the play. So now we have 2 outs. And that brings up Nate Cooper, the catcher. And he looks at it, ball outside. Swing and a miss, strike 1. A little bit of heat there from Hawley on the outside corner for a 1-1 count, 2 outs. Swing and a ground ball to the first baseman, and it gets by Schledle. Cox picks it up in right field and throws it in. So Schledle can't come up with that hard ball in the hole between him and the second baseman, and Cooper gets his first base. Michael Moore, the shortstop, up now. Moore hit into a double play, walked, and doubled his last time at bat. So man on first. Nice change up by Hawley for strike 1. We'll see if the Spartans try to steal on Angley again after getting thrown out last inning. There's a ball low in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th, extra innings of a 2-2 ball game. Hawley looks over at first and delivers. And it's a ground ball foul on the third base side for the second strike. So Michael Moore, the shortstop, is in a 1-2 count with a man on first. Brendan Hawley, again, glances over and delivers. And it's this time a ground ball to the third baseman, who can't make the play. It's off the shortstop's glove. And again, a hard hit ball in the hole that the third baseman couldn't get. The shortstop went off his glove. So now the Spartans have runners at first and second. With 2 outs. Hawley in a little bit of danger here, looking to get out of this inning. Swing and a miss. Cooper, Angley feigns that it was a pass ball, seeing if everybody would go, but they don't. So there's 1 strike on the current pitcher, Owen Marcy. Oh, Harley pulls in a beautiful curveball for strike 2. Nice off-speed pitch to kind of freeze Owen Marcy. So runners on first and second, 0-2 count with 2 outs in the 8th. In the pitch. And a swing and a miss on an outside pitch. Good work by Hawley for the 3rd out. And that's going to do it for the Spartans. And now we head into the bottom of the 8th, where the Dolphins will send up their number 6 hitter, second baseman Yoon Chi, followed by the the shortstop Josh Holland, and the third baseman Jack Wickham. So we'll see if the Dolphins can squeeze out a run here in the 8th. Shadow's getting a little long on the field. And from experience, I can tell you, standing at home plate with that sun blaring in your eyes is no picnic trying to pick up the ball from the pitcher only 60 feet 6 inches away. Owen Marcy, the center fielder, now relief pitcher, is out for his 3rd inning of work. Good time for a home run here to end this game on a 1 pitch, 1 at bat, boom, 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 but we'll see. The second baseman, Yoon, is hitting .310. He's got 2 doubles, 10 RBIs, 13 hits in 58 plate appearances. So let's see if he can get on and start the inning off for the Dolphins here in the bottom of the 8th. Owen Marcy delivers. Way high, ball 1. So Marcy starts Yoon off with a ball. Dolphins would love to get a first batter on the base paths here. Pours in a fastball for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yoon is hitless at 3 at-bats. He swings at strike 2. Flied out to the right fielder, reached on an error at the shortstop, and struck out his last time at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Low in the dirt, ball 2. 2-2 count. Something to be said for the relief pitching in this game. It's been stellar. Swing and a foul ball back. Count stays at 2-2. And the pitch. Swung on and driven to right. And that's out of here. And this game is over. And Yoon Chi with a drive to right for his first home run of the year. And what a time for it. And the Dolphins pour out of the dugout to congratulate their second baseman for a long drive that just barely made it over the fence. But that's all we need is to just clear that fence, and he did. And so the Dolphins with a walk-off home run win here in the bottom of the 8th inning against the Spartans from the Steward School in Richmond. And this was a great ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to the Dolphins. on a beautiful played game and a win. So while the teams are congratulating each other, we're going to sign off and say thank you for joining us on this beautiful Monday afternoon, the 25th of April, for a great game and a win for the now 15-2 Cape Henry Dolphins, number 1 in the region and number 2 in the state. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Perfect.